If it's to the point where it's like strictly for entertainment,
yeah,
then that's when like it's good.
off with misconceptions around anime.
Yeah.
Right? Common misconceptions around certain animes, or specific, rather.
So, like, basically, it's just like people who don't watch the anime, like, from an outside view in, like, this is like the things that you'll hear the most.
Yeah.
So, like, especially big one, JoJo, people are always like, oh, JoJo's gay. Just like the way they stand and like things like that. And, like,
just a bunch of buff dudes.
Yeah, like it's so minor.
Yeah.
It's so minor. Like in no way, shape, or form is that show sus in any way.
No, I mean, you got like Yuri on Ice, which if you watch that, there's literal scenes.
Yeah.
But like
in JoJo,
there's no indication.
The only thing is just like the way that they stand, and people will even look at fan art and just be like, "Oh, that's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure." I'm like, dude,
fan art, bro.
You really look at that, you're like, yeah, that's the same Giorno. Like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's like reading fan fiction and being like, yeah, this is canon.
Yeah,
this is
actually though.
Yeah, this is canon.
I don't get it. But another one I had was Hunter x Hunter, which I know you definitely had. The people always say that the show is childish.
Yeah,
which in no way, shape, or form is it childish. Yeah. Especially just one of the main characters, Killua.
Yeah.
And Gon.
Especially
Gon in the beginning. But.
Especially just because, like, it's like, oh, there's a little kid on the front. It's a kid show. It's a little kid show. I mean, it's the same with Naruto and, like, Made in Abyss as well. And I mean, like I already said, I had that misconception, especially with Made in Abyss and Hunter x Hunter. But it's not like, I don't know, you can't just, like, judge it by how the one thing you see,
which is exactly what I did, which I feel bad for Promised Neverland.
Oh,
when
yeah,
you
Promised Neverland
when you told me to watch it, and they're like, yeah, I don't know, and I check it out, and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, this is bad. This is bad. And even like, I felt like Davis kind of was like that over the weekend. We showed our friend Promised Neverland this weekend, and I guess a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And he kind of was like, I don't know about this.
And the next day, he binged the whole thing in a night. So
yeah.
It's good, I promise you. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But continuing on with the list, I had Dragon Ball, because like people will say like Dragon Ball doesn't have a real story.
Okay, yeah, it's just screaming.
Yeah, it's just screaming and a bunch of power ups. And I mean, dude, like there is a story. The whole Frieza arc, one of the greatest arcs ever. And even then, the Android arc, Tournament of Power. There's actual story, backstory.
Yeah, it's a cohesive story.
Yeah.
It all connects. It's even connecting in Super.
Exactly. And like I would understand if every arc was a tournament, but it's not the case.
Yeah, and it's like people just see like the clips or like the funny things, the memes about it on like YouTube, where it's just videos of like Goku screaming for like a long time, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is the whole show. There's nothing in it."
And like they're just opening up like such a bigger world, especially in Super, because of all the different universes that they introduce. So like there's so much like promise that this show has in the future.
It's just like, again, people just don't read into it. It's just like first reaction within the first 5 seconds of seeing something, and that's how the show is.
Yeah. And then another one I had was like people will like not watch Shippuden or something because all Naruto did in Naruto was chase Sasuke. So then they refuse to watch Shippuden because they think that it's only going to be Naruto chasing Sasuke again.
Which is fair in a way.
It's not though, because the whole point of Shippuden
it's fair to think that.
Okay,
is what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's fair to think that based off Naruto, because I mean I didn't really think that, but like just going off of how Naruto was, where the last half of the show was pretty much just like trying to keep Sasuke in check. It's like it makes sense.
Yeah,
but it's definitely not that. At all.
I was trying to convince this guy to watch Rising of the Shield Hero, and he looked at the
Tony.
He looked at the cover and he's like, "This is a harem."
Yeah, that's one of my things I had.
I'm like,
where it's like if the show has any indication of like girls on it at all.
And like one solo guy.
It's gonna be seen as like a harem or like a weeaboo show.
Yeah.
Which is not the case with a lot of things.
No.
I mean, yes, there are shows like that.
that will do that with covers, but
Yeah, but
no.
not every show does that. Even especially Shield Hero.
Especially Shield Hero.
There's like no fan service in Shield Hero like at all, really.
Like I think there was rumors for a beach episode, and then it never came.
Well, it was when they're on the island and they're at the beach for like 2 minutes. Because remember, then they find the Dragon Hourglass.
Yeah.
So it was rumors it was going to be a beach episode, but it was like a beach segment that was really short.
So then no fan service, barely.
Pretty much.
So then again, more of a case, bad misconception.
Yeah.
So that was it for me.
The only one I have that I guess you didn't have was like you see like the cover or like Death Note, and people are like, "Oh, this is a show for edgelords. Like this is edgy."
That's a good point.
Like, really, like they're edgy characters and there's edgy things about it.
And it's also kind of bad when the OP can turn people away because of how like heavy metal like vibe it gives off.
Even Parasite does that.
Yeah, true.
But is there even an OP in Parasite episode 1?
I don't think so, but after.
Yeah, but the Death Note one especially, where it's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know.
Like if anything, skip the OP if you don't like it.
Yeah, and what's the issue of it being edgy? Even if it was edgy, right? What's the issue with that?
Like if it does it well, then
yeah, who cares?
Like give it a chance, like at least.
Doesn't matter. So. And then like I guess the last one is like seeing like Attack on Titan or something. Where it's like, oh, this is too violent. This is too gory. They're just trying to do it for like shock value.
Oh yeah, that's a good point too.
But what's wrong with that?
Yeah,
I can't like that's
if
what
it's
makes
entertaining.
That's what makes them sick. People getting chomped in half and stuff. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and like even then, before Attack on Titan, what other show was kind of doing it like that? To the point where it's that level of gore.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Because even like Parasite isn't at that level.
Because in Attack on Titan, they all graduate from the academy or whatever, and then half of the cast is dead in a minute.
Yeah.
So.
Because like
no show really does it like that.
Because there's like Elfen Lied or Elfen Lied or whatever, which people say is really gory, but it's not. It's not Attack on Titan level. Akira. People said it's pretty gory.
Oh yeah, but that's not.
It's not the same. Like the one scene where is it Tatsumi?
In the Kame Got Killed?
And Akira.
Oh, Akira?
Yeah.
I don't think it's Tatsumi. I'll look up the character.
Not Tatsumi. It's Tetsuo.
Yeah, Tetsuo. That's what it was.
When he like escapes the like hospital and he like pretty much just like explodes like 15 dudes. That's like the only thing. But nothing holds a candle up to like Attack on Titan. But still, it's like saying it's too violent. Because it's not useless.
Well, like only for like I can understand like if it's too much blood for you, but like if you're saying like they're only doing this for shock value, like I'm not gonna watch a show that's trying to just shock me the whole time.
Yeah,
which,
but it's not like that. It's all the things are there for a reason for the most part.
And like if this after season 3, if season 4 leads up to the same amount of hype, then it's going to be a classic.
It's kinda, even season 3 part 2 kind of made it that.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah, but after season 4, that's when it will be defined.
Well, I guess because with the way they took the end of season 3 part 2, they have to do it right, or it's gonna suck. Right. But they've taken it in every right direction so far, with how this past season went. So I have faith that I'm assuming already it's a classic, and it's gonna continue to be that way.
Same.
But yeah, I agree. It's gonna be good though.
I'm excited.
Is it?
True.
Because I don't know. I just don't get it. Because like, even just talking about it, or talking about how hype we are, like, it's not shock value. It's not edgy or violent.
Like if it's to the point where it's like strictly for entertainment.
Yeah. Then
that's when like it's good. It's like no matter like you can have like a bunch of different aspects in your show, but if it's still entertaining and out of like the ordinary, then that's when it's really good.
Yeah, which Attack on Titan is all that.
That's what it did when it started.
Yeah. Oh, like, for sure.
Yeah.
I guess like the only one that I could say like is like shock value kind of thing is like the beginning of Goblin Slayer.
Yeah.
That I felt like that was more so just like a shock value
to get people talking.
Have it just to have it. Where if you don't know what we're talking about, in Goblin Slayer, there's a rape scene at the beginning of the first 3 minutes of the show, and it was not necessary at all, and it was pretty much just all shock value.
Like, I feel like they only did that just so that they could have like that, like, oh shit betrayal, like whenever goblins are like somewhat getting the advantage over the group.
Yeah, and like you said, just to get people talking, because I'd never heard of Goblin Slayer in my life, and the second the episode came out, that's all I heard about for like a week.
Yeah.
It got me to check it out.
Yeah. So I was like, but then people were like, oh, the rape scene is crazy, but then the show is still good.
Yeah.
So then I was like, I mean, like, okay. Like, I'll just grit my teeth during the rape scene.
Because I didn't even know it was. I didn't even know it was a rape scene until, because I just heard people talking about it, like it's so messed up, and I was like, okay, let's see what it is. And then I watched it, and I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's what it is. But yeah, I mean, it worked if it was meant to shock value, but like that's a very small case of when it works. I can't really think of any other big shock value things though off the top of my head.
I feel like watching Dragon Ball Weekly when it was coming out, all the different deaths were shock value, but then they just used the Dragon Balls to bring people back.
Yeah, so it's not a huge deal.
So then, yeah.
And then after a point, it's like, oh, they're dead. Okay, let's bring them back eventually.
Yeah, or like right after the Cell Saga when Goku died.
Yeah, it's like, okay, again.
Yeah, but then he comes back. So.
I think the biggest one was Vegeta.
Oh yeah, Majin Vegeta.
Yeah, sacrificing himself. That was the biggest.
That was big, but like, was his? I feel like that was. I don't know. I feel like that was still really good and well done because.
Oh, it was good, yeah.
Of like the emotion behind the scene.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, it was a good death rather than most deaths in Dragon Ball. It's just like they're gonna wish him back, like Krillin, Chaozu.
Okay, I wouldn't say Krillin because when Frieza was supposed to be dead, and then he kills Krillin, Goku goes Super Saiyan.
True, but I guess at that point too, you don't know if they're gonna get the Dragon Balls either.
True.
So
yeah,
I guess Krillin's was okay, but yeah, I felt like they kind of used it for shock factor. But then again, it's not a bad thing, and I don't think that's like a misconception that should make you not watch the show.
True.
I don't know, because I guess I do have some like bias towards some shows, especially if they are some like harem looking shows or kid looking shows, but I'll still try them if I hear about it and I still see the cover and it looks weird or like a kid show, I'll still try it before I completely say no, which is the thing with these is most people just see it and then they never try it.
Exactly.
But that's pretty much all I had to add was just those two.
Yeah, I'm with it.